Peace and grace over your heart, beloved child of God. You are not here by accident today. You didn't click this video randomly. You were pulled. You were drawn. Your spirit recognized something your mind hasn't caught up to yet. Before you go any further, breathe in slowly. Let your shoulders soften. Let your heart settle. Because what you're about to hear will shift something in your spirit. There are moments in life when God interrupts your routine to speak directly to your destiny. This is one of those moments. If you feel your chest warming, your eyes watering, or your heart suddenly alert, stay here. Heaven is speaking to you. Today I'm going to reveal something that will shock you. Not exaggeration. Not hype. Not emotional manipulation. A revelation your soul has been waiting for. A truth your angels have been trying to deliver to you for months. And it's this. There is someone ordained to be your future spouse, and heaven is already positioning them in your path. This is not fantasy. This is not wishful thinking. This is not another feel-good message. This is divine timing. Your spirit knows it. Your life lately has been confirming it. The restlessness, the sudden endings, the unexpected emotional shifts, the new hunger for real love, the desire for deeper connection. All of it has been preparation. All of it has been alignment. All of it has been heaven clearing the space around your life. You haven't been losing. You've been being positioned. And the one God has assigned to your life, someone stable, someone intentional, someone emotionally mature, is being drawn toward you right now. If you feel led, type "I receive" in the comments. Not for the algorithm, but because this is an act of agreement in the spirit. Your declaration matters more than you think. Now listen closely. This message is not meant for everyone. It's meant for the one who feels this pull right now. The one who has been praying secretly, crying quietly, hoping silently, wondering if God still remembers the desires of their heart. He does. And this video is your confirmation. Before we dive deep into the 7 revelations God gave me for you, revelations that will decode what's been happening in your life, do something for your future self. Hit that like button so this message reaches the ones who need it. And make sure you're subscribed with notifications on, because this channel is not entertainment. It's spiritual alignment. And missing one message in this season could mean missing the clarity heaven is trying to give you. Now, beloved, let's go deeper. Something sacred is unfolding. Something heaven sent is approaching. And the way this person is entering your life is not what you expect. Not who you expect. Not when you expect. Breathe again. Stay open. Let your spirit receive. Because once you hear this truth, the way you see love, relationships, and your own heart will never be the same again. Number 1, the divine timing of your union. Listen closely, beloved, because this is the first revelation heaven needs you to understand. Your union has never been delayed. It has been divinely timed. Every shift in your life, every disappointment, every closed door, and every unexpected ending was not happening to you. It was happening for you. Your future spouse was not ready before, and neither were you. That's not an insult to your growth. It's a recognition of your calling. Your heart carries weight. Your spirit carries assignment. Your love carries purpose. And heaven will never attach a destiny-level heart to someone who cannot handle its depth. There were seasons when you were available but unprotected. You were open but unguarded. You were loving but surrounded by the wrong souls. And God, because He is protective, would not let a covenant seed be planted in contaminated soil. That's why certain people left without explanation. That's why certain connections fell apart after one honest conversation. That's why some relationships collapsed the moment you started growing. It wasn't punishment. It was prevention. Heaven saw what you couldn't yet see. Heaven heard conversations you were never meant to hear. Heaven watched the private motives of people who never deserved access to you. So instead of letting you walk into a future full of heartbreak, God rerouted you. He intervened. He said, "Not this one," even when your heart begged for it to work. Divine timing isn't about slowness. It's about protection. And that protection has been active over your life since the moment you prayed, "God, send me the one you have for me." The moment you spoke those words, your timeline shifted. Your connection shifted. Your path shifted. Your spirit shifted. For some of you, this shift came violently. Sudden endings. Unexpected silence. People revealing their true nature in ways you didn't see coming. It hurt, but it helped. Because you learned something priceless. You stopped entertaining what could not carry you. This is why your angelic team has been whispering, nudging, guiding you into isolation for a season. Not loneliness, preparation. Because the one God has chosen for you is not an ordinary partner. They are a destiny partner. A builder. A restorer. A mirror. A complement to your purpose. They have also been going through their own divine timing. Even if you haven't met them consciously yet, their life has been rearranged too. Their relationships have been sifted. Their attachments have been cut. Their soul has been refined. You are not the only one being prepared. God has been reshaping their heart so it aligns with yours. They had to be healed from the wounds that would have harmed you. They had to be freed from the patterns that would have drained you. They had to mature from the fears that would have pushed you away. Heaven refuses to send you someone who isn't emotionally, spiritually, and mentally able to love you well. You prayed for a partner who communicates with maturity, who loves with consistency, who chooses you intentionally, who understands your sensitivity, who honors your spirit, who values loyalty, who desires growth. To receive someone like that, you had to become someone like that. And beloved, you have grown more than you realize. You've shed layers. You've developed boundaries. You've learned self-respect. You've embraced healing. You've cultivated discernment. You've learned how to trust God even when your heart aches. This is why divine timing is not random. Strategic. Your future spouse is not late. They are synchronized. Their steps are being ordered toward you. Their heart is being softened for you. Their spirit is being awakened to you. Their life is being rearranged so there's space for you. Your waiting was not wasted. Your growth was not meaningless. Your prayers were not ignored. Every teardrop watered the ground of your future. Every disappointment directed your steps. Every heartbreak trained your spirit to recognize real love. The divine timing of your union is evidence that heaven values your destiny too much to rush its construction. So breathe. You are not behind. You are right on schedule. And so are they. This is the season where alignment becomes visible. This is the moment where the story begins to make sense. The divine timing of your union is unfolding. Not tomorrow, not someday, but now. Number 2, the spiritual recognition between you and them. Beloved, now that you understand the divine timing, you must understand the divine recognition. Because your future spouse is not someone you will identify with logic first. You will identify them with your spirit. This connection is not built on butterflies. Not on chemistry alone. Not on physical attraction or convenience. It is built on alignment. On peace. On familiarity that cannot be explained with human reasoning. Your spirit will recognize them before your mind does. Your heart will soften when they speak. Your anxiety will go silent in their presence. Your soul will rest around them in a way it never has with anyone else. This is because their spirit already knows yours. This person has been spiritually connected to you long before either of you meet physically. Connections like this do not begin the day you cross paths. They begin the moment God assigns two souls to the same destiny. This is why recently you've been feeling a pull, a restlessness, a sense that someone is coming. A quiet awareness in your chest that can't be reasoned away. Your spirit is responding to the movement happening in theirs. Even now they are being drawn toward you. Even now their heart is shifting. Even now their desires are becoming clearer. Even now their soul is awakening to the need for partnership, covenant, and emotional safety. This recognition is not based on appearance. It's based on resonance. It's the way their energy settles your storms. It's the way your presence clears their confusion. It's the way your spirits speak without using words. Not intensity. Not obsession. Not chaos. But clarity. But calm. But certainty. This is why the usual signs of lust, fixation, or fantasy will not be present. This connection will not make you feel ungrounded. It will make you feel anchored, centered, safe. When your spirits connect, your soul will recognize home. Not the home you grew up in. Not the home the world described. But the home you were created for. A place where your heart is honored. a place where your soul can finally exhale. This recognition is what makes divine connections stand apart from counterfeit ones. Counterfeit connections bring confusion. Divine ones bring clarity. Counterfeits drain you. Divine ones strengthen you. Counterfeits rush you. Divine ones move at a steady, grounded pace. Your future spouse will not approach you with games, mixed signals, or emotional inconsistency. They will approach with intention, with honesty, with transparency, with spiritual awareness. And here's the part that will shock you. They will recognize you too. Even if they don't understand it at first. Even if they can't explain it. Even if they try to be logical about it. Something inside of them will say, "This is different. I feel peaceful here. I feel understood. I feel drawn to this person. I don't want to run from this. I want to protect this." That inner knowing is what God has planted in both of your spirits. It's what will keep you steady. It's what will allow the connection to unfold naturally. It's what will keep you from self-sabotage. Your future spouse will not feel like a stranger. They will feel familiar, as if you've known them in ways that time cannot explain. There will be no fear of being misunderstood. No pressure to impress. No fear of being too much. You will not shrink to fit them. You will expand in their presence. And beloved, here's something heaven needs you to hear clearly. Your future spouse will see you. Not the version of you the world sees. Not the version you show to stay protected. But the real you. The you beneath the layers. The you beneath the armor. The you beneath the healing journey. Your soul will breathe around them because their spirit recognizes your worth. Not because you try to prove it. This is not soul tie energy. This is soul alignment energy. This is not obsession. This is ordained recognition. This is not emotional intensity. This is spiritual clarity. And when this connection unfolds, you will finally understand why nothing before ever worked. Why nothing before ever felt right. Why your spirit stayed unsettled in past relationships. Because those connections were not created to carry you. This one is. And when you recognize them, and they recognize you, everything in your life will shift into place. Not because they fix you, but because the right person was always part of the right destiny. This connection is not random. It is written. And your spirit is already preparing for the moment your eyes finally meet. Number 3, why you didn't miss them. Beloved, this is the truth heaven needs you to settle into your spirit right now. You did not miss your future spouse. You did not mess up the timeline. You did not ruin your chance. You did not make a mistake that canceled God's plan. What is ordained cannot be disrupted by human confusion. What is written cannot be erased by temporary detours. What is heaven sent cannot be stolen by anyone. You have carried guilt for the wrong reasons. Guilt over past relationships. Guilt over wasted years. Guilt over times when you loved too hard too soon. Guilt over moments you didn't love enough. Guilt over patterns you outgrew too late. But beloved, heaven never expected you to be perfect. Only willing. Every relationship that didn't work was part of God's protection. Every heartbreak you survived was part of your preparation. Every detour you walked through was part of your alignment. You didn't miss them. You were being made ready for them. Think back to who you were 5 years ago, 3 years ago, even last year. Would you have recognized a healthy, stable, spiritually aligned partner then? Would you have welcomed love that required emotional maturity? Would you have trusted someone who was actually good for you? You've grown into the version of yourself that can sustain the kind of covenant God is sending. Not perfect, but aware. Not flawless, but responsible. Not immune to pain, but wise enough to choose differently. Your past did not disqualify you. It sculpted you. Some of the greatest protectors of your destiny were the endings you didn't understand. The people who left you unexpectedly. The doors that slammed shut without warning. The opportunities that vanished before you could grab them. The relationships that collapsed even though you were trying your hardest. You didn't fail. Heaven intervened. God removed what you would have settled for. So you would be available when what you prayed for finally arrived. There were moments when you begged God to restore something He Himself was trying to release you from. There were moments you thought you ruined everything because you stayed too long. Or left too soon. Or chose the wrong person. Or trusted the wrong soul. But beloved, hear this clearly. You cannot destroy what God designed. Your missteps cannot override His mercy. Your wrong turns cannot stop His rerouting. Some of the longest delays in your love journey were not caused by your behavior. They were caused by your protection. Heaven was holding you back so you wouldn't bond with someone who lacked the capacity to love you well. You didn't miss your future spouse. You avoided what would have blocked them. Even the relationships that seemed promising but fell apart had spiritual reasons behind them. Some people were meant to awaken parts of you, not walk with you. Some people were meant to show you what love is not, so you could recognize what love truly is. Some people were meant to sharpen your discernment, so you wouldn't confuse attention with affection ever again. This is why, in this season, heaven is telling you to stop grieving the years you think you lost. You didn't lose time. You invested it in growth. You invested it in healing. You invested it in maturity. You invested it in strengthening your spirit. Your future spouse is not behind you. They are ahead of you, walking toward the exact version of you God has been shaping. Even if you crossed paths with them in the past, you were not aligned then. Not spiritually, not emotionally, not mentally, not purposefully. Sometimes God hides two people from each other, until they can meet without destroying the connection, until they can meet without repeating patterns, until they can meet without projecting old wounds onto new love. You didn't miss your moment. You were being prepared for the moment. Your timeline is still intact. Your destiny is untouched. Your future spouse is still aligned with your life path. And you are closer to this divine encounter than your emotions realize. Breathe. Let the relief wash over you. Let the peace sink into your chest. You didn't fail. You didn't ruin it. You didn't miss out. You were being positioned. You were being protected. You were being refined. And everything that seemed like delay was actually God whispering, not yet, but soon. Number 4, their preparation mirrors yours. Beloved, now that you understand you didn't miss them, you must understand something even more powerful. They've been preparing for you just as intentionally as you've been preparing for them. This connection is not one-sided. This growth is not one-sided. This longing is not one-sided. Your future spouse has been walking through their own wilderness, their own pruning, their own awakening. You're not the only one who has been stretched. You're not the only one who has been healed. You're not the only one who has had to rebuild from heartbreak. They too have been molded for this covenant. Heaven didn't assign you to someone who stayed the same. Heaven assigned you to someone who evolved. Someone who confronted themselves. Someone who grew through the fire. Someone who learned wisdom the hard way. Just like you. For a long time, they didn't understand why certain people couldn't stay. They didn't understand why relationships they thought would last crumbled in their hands. They questioned their worth. They questioned their timing. They questioned whether love was even meant for them. And while they were wrestling with those questions, God was answering them quietly. I am preparing you. I am shaping you. I am refining you for someone special. Just like you, they had to outgrow their own patterns. They had to confront their own wounds. They had to release connections that felt familiar but weren't aligned. They had to stop choosing emotional comfort over spiritual depth. They had to learn how to communicate with maturity. They had to learn how to love without fear. They had to learn the difference between attraction and purpose. They had to learn how to give without losing themselves. They had to learn how to receive without suspicion. Heaven has been working on their character, their emotional stability, their discernment, their heart posture. The person coming into your life has been shaped into someone capable of loving you in ways you've never experienced. Not because they're perfect, but because they're prepared. You're not being sent someone who still needs to heal from the very things that broke you. You're not being sent someone who will make you shrink, chase, or compromise. This person has gone through their own stripping process. The same way God removed counterfeits from your life, He removed counterfeits from theirs. The same way your heart was softened, their heart was softened. The same way you've been learning boundaries, they've been learning accountability. Their preparation mirrors yours because your purposes mirror each other. This is why you've been feeling them in your spirit. This is why you've had sudden waves of compassion, empathy, or longing. Not desperation, but awareness. You're picking up on their readiness. You're sensing the shift happening in them. Your spirits are aligning before your bodies meet. For some of you, they've been praying for clarity, for confirmation, for direction. They've been asking heaven the same questions you've been asking. Is the one you have for me still coming? Will I ever be loved properly? Am I enough? Is my heart ready? Heaven has been preparing both sides of this covenant with precision. Nothing about this connection is accidental. Nothing about this timing is random. Nothing about the person they are becoming is coincidence. They are growing into the exact kind of partner your calling requires. Just like you've had to let go of old versions of yourself, they've had to do the same. Just like you've had to break cycles, they've had to confront patterns they inherited. Just like you've been healing childhood wounds, they've been healing generational wounds that would have harmed you. Their preparation is evidence that your union is not built on fantasy. It is built on work, on maturity, on intention, on surrender. You are not being paired with someone untouched by life. You are being paired with someone transformed by it, someone capable of apologizing, someone capable of seeing you emotionally, someone capable of choosing you on their best days and their worst days, someone capable of growing alongside you, not resisting you, someone capable of building legacy, not chaos. Your future spouse has been walking through lessons that strengthen their patience, deepen their compassion, matured their emotions, and widen their faith, not because God wanted to make them suffer, but because He wanted to make them ready for you. And beloved, when you meet, when your spirits align in the physical, you will see instantly why the preparation was necessary. You will see why God said wait. You will see why the wrong people left. You will see why the timing had to be exact. Your journey wasn't the only one heaven was preparing. Your future spouse has been on their own path of becoming. And now, you are both closer than ever, to the moment those paths finally meet. Number 5, unexpected packaging, unmistakable confirmation. Beloved, now we enter a revelation many struggle with until heaven opens their eyes. Your future spouse may not look like what you pictured. They may not match the image you created in your head. They may not arrive in the packaging you once idolized. But your spirit will recognize what your preferences never could. This person is not coming to appeal to your old patterns. They are coming to align with your healed self, your mature self, your spiritually awakened self. And because of that, they may not look like your type. Not physically, not stylistically, not culturally, not socially, not in the timing you assumed. But beloved, hear this clearly. God is not matching you with a preference. He is matching you with purpose. Some of your old preferences were shaped by wounds, by childhood longing, by unhealed insecurity. Heaven is not sending you someone who feeds your past. Heaven is sending you someone who supports your destiny. This is why the packaging may surprise you, but the confirmation will be undeniable. You will know them by the stillness inside you. You will know them by the clarity that rises in your chest. You will know them by the absence of fear. You will know them by the way your spirit exhales near them. Not butterflies that make you anxious. Not intensity that confuses your judgment. Not chaos that feels like passion. But peace, stability, warmth, alignment. This person's presence will feel like steady light. Not flashing sparks. Not unpredictable highs. Not emotional guessing games. But a consistent, grounded flame. They may not be the loudest in the room. They may not fit the fantasy you scripted years ago. They may not move like the people who hurt you. They may not speak with the charm of those who deceived you. Because heaven didn't send them to impress you. Heaven sent them to choose you, to honor you, to protect you, to partner with you. They may look different from your past, but their spirit will feel like the answer to every prayer you whispered alone. For many of you, this relationship will surprise you because it comes wrapped in humility, not ego. Not performance, not manipulation, but genuine care, genuine intention, genuine connection. They will see you without you having to explain yourself. They will understand you without you having to defend yourself. They will support you without you having to earn it. And beloved, this is where the shock truly comes in. You won't have to chase them. You won't have to persuade them. You won't have to wonder if they feel the same. They will pursue you with a healthy, steady intention. Not rushing. Not forcing. Not overwhelming. Just clear. Present. Consistent. They will communicate without fear. They will express interest without hesitation. They will make space for you without being asked. They will show up in every way that matters. Because when heaven reveals someone, there is no confusion. There is no second guessing. There is no emotional tug of war. Clarity is their language. Peace is their confirmation. Consistency is their proof. And beloved, this is important. Your spirit will confirm them before your logic does. You may even question it at first. Why do they look different from my type? Why do they show up in my life now? Why do I feel so safe so fast? Because your spirit sees the root while your mind still looks at the leaves. This person's heart is what makes them yours. Their intentions, their character, their growth, their faith, their emotional intelligence, their willingness to build, their ability to stay. This is why heaven asks you not to judge by packaging. Because the treasure is inside. And your spirit will detect it the moment alignment begins. And beloved, here is the beautiful part. The more time you spend with them, the more attractive they become to you. Not because of features, but because of essence. Their presence melts your walls. Their stability calms your thoughts. Their warmth disarms your fears. Their honesty quiets your doubts. They become beautiful to you in a way no physical preference ever could. This is the person heaven prepared. This is the person your soul has been waiting to recognize. Unexpected packaging. Unmistakable confirmation. A connection your spirit cannot deny. And when the moment comes, you will not ask, "Are they the one?" Your spirit will whisper, "It's them." Number 6. The divine realignment. Why everything that left you was preparing you. Beloved heart, number 6 brings a truth many feel but struggle to articulate. Your future spouse is being ushered into your life through a divine process of removal, refinement, and realignment. This is why so many things have shifted in your world lately. Why relationships you once trusted suddenly fell apart. Why people faded from your life without warning. Why doors you prayed would open slammed shut instead. It wasn't failure. It wasn't abandonment. It wasn't rejection. It was alignment. Heaven has been clearing the path for the person who's meant to walk with you into destiny, not just into romance. And beloved, hear me with your spirit, not just your ears. Some people could not stay because they were not connected to the version of you God is unveiling. They were attached to your past identity, not your future glory. They were connected to your wounds, not your healing. Heaven will never allow distractions, counterfeits, or draining connections to stand in the doorway of a covenant that carries generational purpose. This is why lately you felt a pulling away from things that once felt familiar. You've outgrown what used to comfort you. Your appetite for shallow connections disappeared. Your spirit began craving something deeper, purer, more intentional. That shift wasn't random. It was prophetic. It was preparation. Because your future spouse carries a different level of spiritual maturity. They carry depth. They carry vision. They carry emotional intelligence. They carry stability. They carry a calling that mirrors your own. And for heaven to bring two such souls together, the environment must be clean. The heart must be open. The spirit must be ready. This is why God has been decluttering your life. He has been separating you from people who only connected to convenience, not covenant. From relationships based on trauma bonding, not truth. From connections that kept you small, silent, or self-betraying. Beloved, the people who left were not meant to carry the weight of your future. They were not meant to partner with your calling. They were not meant to walk the spiritual path you are stepping into. Some of them would have sabotaged your destiny. Some would have profited off your vulnerability. Some would have drained you dry emotionally. Some would have blocked the very blessing you've been praying for. Heaven removed them before they could remove you from your assignment. That is mercy. That is protection. That is divine intervention. Your future spouse is someone who will not distort your identity. They will not dim your light. They will not compete with your calling. They will not fear your growth. They will not punish you for your sensitivity. They will honor what others mishandled. They will cherish what others ignored. They will protect what others exploited. This is why God has been stretching you. He has been detoxing your soul from old patterns. He has been healing the places that once made you chase, tolerate, or settle. You're not just preparing for love. You're preparing for a covenant that carries promise. Some of you have cried over people who were never meant to stay. You grieved endings that were actually divine beginnings. You felt heartbroken by doors that were never meant to open. You mourned what God intentionally removed. But beloved, nothing you lost compares to what is being delivered. The love coming toward you is steady. It's grounded. It's spiritually aligned. It's emotionally mature. It's purpose-driven. It's future-building. And here is the truth that will set your heart free. Your future spouse could not come until you healed enough to recognize them. If they had appeared earlier, your wound patterns would have repelled them. Your brokenness would have misread them. Your fears would have pushed them away. Your insecurities would have sabotaged the connection. Heaven waited until your heart was ready to receive real love. This is why the pruning felt painful. This is why the separation felt necessary. You weren't being punished, you were being positioned. You weren't being delayed, you were being developed. You weren't being ignored, you were being instructed. Your future spouse is someone you meet at your healed frequency, not your broken one. This is the realignment heaven orchestrated. Everything that left made space for everything that's coming. Every goodbye cleared the way for the right hello. Every ending created room for a covenant beginning. Your readiness is the signal. Your healing is the invitation. Your alignment is the magnet. Heaven is not sending you a partner who fits your past. Heaven is sending you a partner who matches your purpose. And beloved, the moment your spirit aligns, your paths will cross. Your timing will synchronize. Your destinies will interlock. And the love you've been prepared for will finally take its place in your life. This is divine realignment. This is holy preparation. This is the doorway to covenant love. Number 7. The activation has already begun. Something is happening in the spiritual realm right now. Not next year. Not someday. Not when you fix everything. Right now. And your spirit has already felt the tremors of it. The activation has begun. The wheels of heaven are turning. The timeline is shifting. Your heart is being prepared and their heart is being awakened. And the closer this union gets, the louder the signs become. This is not imagination. This is not wishful thinking. This is movement. This is alignment. This is spiritual acceleration. Romans 8 verse 14 says, "For those who are led by the Spirit of God are the children of God." If you belong to Him, then you are not led by fear. You are not led by confusion. You are not led by randomness. You are led by the Spirit. And the Spirit is already leading you toward the moment where destiny unfolds. Some of you have been waking up feeling a shift. You can't explain it, but you feel it. Your mind is calm, but your spirit is alert. Almost like your inner world is standing at attention. That is activation. Some of you have been dreaming more vividly than before. You've seen faces, silhouettes, conversations, or symbolic moments that linger when you wake. That is activation. Some of you have lost interest in old habits, old desires, old connections that used to feel satisfying. You're not bored. You're being redirected. That is activation. Some of you have noticed your standards tightening. Your discernment sharpening. Your spirit growing stronger. Your boundaries rising higher. That is activation. When heaven prepares you for someone who carries weight, someone who carries purpose, someone who carries spiritual responsibility, you cannot stay the same. Your soul begins to reorganize itself. Your heart starts releasing what does not belong. Your spirit starts cleansing what cannot enter the next chapter. This is why your emotions have been unpredictable lately. This is why you felt waves of reflection, renewal, sometimes even grief. Not because you're breaking down, but because you're breaking open. Your soul is making space for what God ordained. And listen carefully now. The activation is not happening only in you. It is happening in them too. They are being nudged. They are being stirred. They are being awakened. Even if they haven't met you yet, their spirit is picking up the frequency of your presence. They are sensing a shift in their life. They are losing interest in temporary distractions. They are feeling a pull toward growth, toward purpose, toward clarity. That is not random. That is God preparing them for you. If they already know you, the activation is even stronger. They feel the connection in their chest. They feel the restlessness more intensely. They are questioning old choices. They are evaluating their path. They are sensing the weight of destiny. Proverbs 3 verse 6 says, "In all your ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths." God is not allowing either of you to drift. He is directing. He is recentering. He is aligning. Every step you take is guided. Every shift you feel is intentional. But now comes the part you must understand clearly. Activation does not guarantee arrival. Alignment does not guarantee connection. Acceleration does not guarantee timing. You must stay positioned. You must stay spiritually awake. You must stay emotionally disciplined. Here is how you stay ready for the encounter. Stay prayerful. Not anxious. Not overthinking. Pray with purpose. Pray with clarity. Pray for discernment, not control. Stay grounded. Do not let loneliness push you into counterfeits. Do not let impatience open doors God already closed. Do not let fear cloud what God is trying to confirm. Stay healed. Release grudges. Release bitterness. Release old heartbreaks that want to sabotage new blessings. Your future spouse needs the whole version of you, not the wounded shell of who you used to be. Stay present. You cannot meet covenant while living in the past. You cannot recognize destiny while clinging to history. Your heart must be here, not back there. Stay open. Do not box God into your preferences. Do not reject what doesn't match your old type. What is divine rarely looks like what you imagined, but it will feel exactly like what your soul needed. And lastly, stay expectant. Expectancy is not fantasy. It is faith. It is readiness. It is spiritual posture. It is saying with your heart, "Lord, when you move, I will recognize it." The activation is already in motion. Heaven has already begun the work. Your heart is already being aligned. Their soul is already being pulled toward you. Stay positioned. Stay ready. We are closing now, but I need you to hear this with your full spirit. Everything you have felt during this message, every pull, every stirring, every moment your heart jumped or your chest grew warm, that was not emotion. That was activation. The prophetic shift around your life is not distant. It is here. It is present. It is unfolding. And heaven is confirming what your spirit already sensed. Your future spouse is not a vague idea. They are not a fantasy your mind created. They are real. They are chosen. They are aligned. And they are being brought into your timeline with purpose, precision, and divine timing. What you are stepping into is not chaos. It is order. Not confusion, but clarity. Not striving, but ease. God is not a God of disorder. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 33 reminds us, "For God is not the author of confusion, but of peace." That peace will be your confirmation. That peace will be your witness. That peace will be your sign. Before this connection manifests in the physical, it manifests in the spiritual. Before you recognize them with your eyes, you discern them with your spirit. Before you meet them in the natural, heaven aligns them in the unseen. And beloved, that alignment is already happening. Not next month. Not in some distant season you can't access. No. Right now. This is why the old is falling away. This is why people you once clung to have quietly drifted. This is why the conversations that once gave you comfort now feel empty. This is why your spirit has been hungrier for truth, for depth, for God. Your life is being prepared for partnership, not pain. For covenant, not confusion. For alignment, not anxiety. So here are your final reminders as we close this message. Stay rooted in God. Stay grounded in truth. Stay discerning in the Spirit. Do not let loneliness make you settle. Do not let impatience make you question the timing of heaven. Do not let fear convince you that love has forgotten you. God does not forget His promises. He does not misplace His children. He does not abandon the prayers He Himself placed in your heart. Philippians 1 verse 6 says, "He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion." If God began the desire, He will finish the story. If God planted the promise, He will deliver the fulfillment. You are not behind. You are not late. You are not overlooked. You are right on schedule for the blessing He has prepared. And when this person enters your life, or re-enters it, you will know. Not because of intensity. Not because of excitement. Not because of butterflies. But because of peace, alignment, clarity, and spiritual recognition. Your soul will say, "This is safe." Your spirit will say, "This is right." Your heart will say, "This is mine." Before I close, I want to speak this over you. May every counterfeit be removed from your path. May every distraction lose its influence. May every fear dissolve in the presence of God's truth. May your heart stay open, protected, and prepared for the love that is coming. May heaven continue aligning your life with divine timing. And may you walk into this union with strength, clarity, and blessing. If this message stirred your spirit, if you felt God speaking through any part of it, make sure you are subscribed. I release teachings, prophetic encouragement, and deep relationship guidance that many of you have told me have changed your clarity, your confidence, and your ability to hear God. Hit subscribe. Turn on the bell. Stay connected. Don't miss what heaven is doing next. Beloved, your story is not ending. Your story is opening. Your promise is not delayed. Your promise is being delivered. Your future spouse is not far. They are closer than you think. Grace to you. Peace to you. And may God's hand remain heavy on your journey. Your breakthrough is already in motion. And the next chapter will shock you. Amen.